Hello everyone. This is Balamurgan from Great Lakes, and this is my project on Azure, the final project on Azure. This project is regarding that I want to create an event distribution application with a social login and a scalable database backend, and that should also have an email notification, right? So this is more like application which has an event registration that is service and where a user can just log in or do a kind of registration based on a social ID, and then uh, and that should actually send us an email notification. And also there should be an kind of scalable database if the user exists, and if the user is going to be increasing, right? So let's, if you see here, this is the final goal. We wanted to have an application that access this app service. From the app service, there should be an any database. It's going to be Cosmo DB or or MySQL DB, and then there's going to be a function which then calls in so email notification, and then has to send an email, right? So this is all about the project, and let me go into directly to the application. Sorry. Yeah, so this is the my Azure login. What do you see? And what did I do? I just created an there's a web service application. There's an app service where I deployed an application on the site. It's going to be very simple, simple JS application which has a login information, and then which stores all the user-led information that stores in a database. And this is the web application. I use my FTP, just push all the files to my WW root, and I can show you when I publish a site, and this is going to be the site. I made it as a Java-based application, and I'm able to see the Java application, which all this Java version, all those stuff, and it has a Tomcat that is internally deployed, right? So, and then and what did the next? The next would be my next would be my database. I started creating my, let me go to my resources. Yeah. So then I started creating a DB, and with just a SQL database, use my SQL, my MS SQL server, and then I just created a user as a column, a table called users, where I used to get all the information and get stored on this database. And also this has a geo replication on the different site that has been is central US, and this is a second database that has been created on East US, right? So this is where all about my database. And what else? I quickly uh, this is all about the application, right? Let me get into my application, and this is my application. I'm going to just show you. This is my application. Just quickly, let me run through the application. This is my normal application where I get a register button. When I click on it, I get these details, and this detail is more of getting a user details from the user, where I'm going to get my user called Bala542, something like some user like so. This is called Bala542, and then this right now just gets 1 to 3 fields, so kind of an extension, right? So I'm going to just create this user, and this it's been created, something like that. So you can always go to my Azure database, and then you can I can just log in and show you that the user gets created. That's the part. So I'm just logging into my Azure MS SQL database, MS SQL so database, and then just get into my table, and I can just log in, and want to just show you, select maybe a top 5 from users table. This is what I created, right? So I'm going to show you the user that is getting created. Select top from users. You can select Vista. Okay. So this is all about the user details. I can show you the user that it's getting created. It's called 542, right? So this is the table that it's getting created, and this has been autobyte. So this is the user that we created, and that's been stored on the database. And I'm going to quickly walk through the application that I created. It's a Spring-based application. Let's quickly, what did I do? I just created an object, login object, and user object, where as all it is, there's two controllers. One is a controller that has a login, which I don't use right now because of that other issue. I'm going to tell you later. And there's going to be a registration controller where I'm going to get the user and then store it on the database. So I'm going to suggest user to register user will actually take care of registering the user database, and there's a service IMPL object and the user service, right? This implementation class, and my registration control will actually calls database and gets stored of it, and I can show you the information. And this is where my register user gets called, and this is how the insertion that happens to the database, right? And where does the credentials and everything is being stored, and it's just an direct bean that I store all this information, which is okay. And so this is a simple application which I built it on Spring Web MSC, and then I deployed it in my Azure, and which we saw right now. So what is missing is I'm not able to do my B2C resource. The problem is I'm creating an A2B tenant, but I created a ticket today morning, but was not able to. I don't get any response. I also informed the program department there's an issue. So they're going to check, but I don't get a response. So, but still, since it's going to be closure by 11 o'clock, I thought I can just create this. I mean, I created this ticket. It shows me some kind of permission issue. I just want to show you that this is the issue because I'm not able to go forward. So this is where I get this error, and I'm not able to go forward with this. So I'm not able to create this B2C tenant. That's the reason. Otherwise, I would have shown you a quick demo on it. What else? And for the mail, yes, what I did, I created it for in terms of sending an email. Have another issue. We can show you that as well. Okay, let me go to my all the resources. What did I do? I tried 3 times. I tried the Spark Postman, Spark Post, and also I tried with a function that actually sends an email, but I had some issues on the functions that I'm able to connect from here, which I don't have time to look into it. So probably I will fix this issue. Meanwhile, what I did do is I just created an quickly. I just did an logic apps because that has an internal services already applicable. So I just go ahead and did an logic app, and whenever there's an HTTP request that comes in, I would get these two fields like name and to, and then that will actually calls this email editor and then says to and then name where I can, and this is how I get these inputs from them. And I can I'm only thing is like I'm not able to integrate. I also did the coding development is already done, but I have a problem of let me show when from HTTP request. When I try to call HTTP, yes, it is unauthorized, but I just tested on Postman client to check whether it works, and obviously it worked for me. It says accepted, and can I always go to my Gmail and then show you that I should have got an email from this client, right? So your account is registered. That is not this one. Maybe I have to refresh one more time. So it should be the old mail, right? 1 second. Maybe, yeah. I can go back to my logic app And then, and what happened? Let me check this, whether I got an log. Oh, it's failed. 1 second. This should be a quick fix, I guess. Maybe was trying to do something that went wrong, or what happened? It says, what is an exception? Provide at least one email address. Oh, okay. Maybe I removed from the Postman client, I removed the headers. That's my bad. That's my bad. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just create and quickly create this. Go to create. And here I should get 2 and then colon. Let me create an to request, right? bala.n83@gmail.com, and then comma, and this should be my name. That's the user that created, right? Let me put it at 542. And this is the information. I'm going to just send it. Yeah, this has been accepted, and I'm going to go back again, then see, refresh, and see if that works this time. Refresh. 11, 12. This again failed this time. What happened? It was working. You could see that. Trigger body of name cannot be evaluated because proper name collected. Oh, I did something. It's already been working so far, but I don't know. So let's see here. See, I got a mail saying that. So probably was trying to do something else that caused it, but I can check it later. And finally, I would say that there's an Azure Data Factory, which has already been an exercise that already done. And this is a copy that I created it. This I created a data factory and data pipeline, and I tried first as I just connected my. Let me go back. I'm here, right? Okay. This is sources from my database, and from this table, I'm going to get this data, and then I'm going to push it to sync to an Azure blob with this information. Just creating an information. I just created a container called BM container, and then I'm going to push it. And yeah, so I can just try it out, right? So there's already a file that's created, so there should be a new one, I guess. So I'm just going to debug and see that runs here, and that actually it should go to my container, and there's a container, right? So I should be able to see a blob object with this name VM container. Within that, I should be able to see there's an function that's already been created. So this is the latest one that I get it. So that's a block that which should have all those details of all the users that has been generated. So that should have an user called Bala542 here. You can always check this. Yeah, let me extract here. Yeah, if I go and click this, yeah, this is why. If you see, this is the Bala542, there's a user that has been created now, whereas the old file should not have this. So that's a difference that anyway I can show it to you, right? That this user doesn't exist, and there's the user that we created. Okay, perfect. So this is how a DB backup that has been done. So we have seen, except the B2C, I'm able to show you things that because I had some issues which already created it. So I'm just waiting for that to fix. If I can show it to you. Yeah. So that's just for today, and thank you so much.